so happy whenever there is any kind of model that allows something that trains the audience to watch it differently, to watch it, because otherwise you just get repetition. And to me, this year has been really exciting, the last 3 years, because there's all sorts of different kinds of shows coming out, like Orange is the New Black is interesting. What Scandal is doing on network is interesting in terms of the way that people respond to it also. You know, I talked about some of the kind of gritty sitcoms. Also, Sundance is putting out all of these amazing mini-series where it doesn't have to be a series that goes on for years and years. It can kind of have its native ending. So you had Jane Campion doing Top of the Lake, which to me kind of blew my mind when I watched it, because it was so visual compared to how TV is, but in a very different way.
You watched The Return?
Oh, The Return was so good. French zombies.
Or if you talk about
Great.
Rectify.
And Rectify.
Yeah, you have a show. The expectation that television makers bring to the audience and say, they almost dare you. They almost dare you. Rectify, I loved it, but you're basically watching 6 episodes waiting for a guy to smile. Is he gonna smile?
Rectify was artsy, a little bit pretentious. Like, people had mixed feelings about it, but I was excited to see that kind of independent film.
I loved it, and he did end up smiling, but it's the kind of thing where
you guys, come on, you should be celebrated, for goodness sake.
No, I mean, you know, that's the great thing about what's happening now, is finally people don't have to grade on a curve. They can actually say when there are problems with an ambitious show, because there's enough stuff out there that people, you know, like, it's the old style of TV criticism really was this thing where if anything came out. I loved Rectify, but I agree, it was artsy, it was pretentious.
I wasn't saying that.
And it was a mixed bag, but it was new, and parts of it were extremely stirring. You know,
So
like a
she's
lot
just
of
saying
things.
and not agreeing. It's also happening across the board in terms of because of what's now produced for the internet.
Right.
In all ranges of television programming. I mean, I read almost every week somebody who says they're doing Charlie Rose.
Right.
Means they've got a room somewhere with no staff. And they're talking to interesting people.
Right. The lack of a barrier to entry is, it's led to a lot of content. It doesn't necessarily lead to great content. And part of the problem, I think what we're going to see is, this is a great time to have a script in your pocket, right? Because you've got everybody from Sony to Apple to Intel, you name it, are out there shopping, and some people, you know, might call them a dumb money or new money or whatever. I think there'll be a second wave of stuff that is not that great.